Well, hello there and welcome to Travels with Geordie. If this is your first visit, my name is Peter Knowles and I live on this classic wooden motor cruiser here, currently in Maple Bay, British Columbia, along with the loving memory of my pup Geordie, all the while fixing it up endlessly for some pretty ambitious cruising. And well, currently I'm doing some pretty modest cruising, but that's been a lot of fun. Anyway, if that's the sort of thing you might find interesting, please consider sticking around and subscribing. You know I'd love to have you. Okay then, what have I been up to? It's hard to tell because I haven't actually edited the video you're about to watch, but I'm pretty sure I know what's going on. You can see I'm rafted up to Scott, the shipwright's 60-foot Alden yawl here in Maple Bay, and beyond on the other side you might recognize Lloyd's little 28-foot monk. We've been all over. We've been cruising some of the Southern Gulf Islands, which I think I showed you. We've been up to Ladysmith for a Chris Craft rendezvous. And we've worked our way back down to Maple Bay to do a little more work on the boat. You can see by all the junk on the helm, electrical work just seems to go on and on. Anyway, let's just, as usual, jump back in time and see how it is we got to here. Well folks, here we are. We've just left the fuel dock in Sydney and we're heading up to Maple Bay to catch up with Lloyd and Fly. It's feeling really good. Finished all the high current electrical. Everything is going great. The pumps are slowing down. The pump is slowing down even more. And this is going to be a nice, smooth passage. I'm really, really excited. Perfect day. Alright, check in with you later. Well, that has been an absolutely beautiful, beautiful steam. Everything went absolutely perfectly. Just coming into Maple Bay, coming in on golden hour, it's just gorgeous. Ahead you can just see Scott's boat Altair. Well, you probably can't on the GoPro. Can you hear bagpipes, people? Well, isn't that something? Well, that's quite something. Bagpipes. Okay, I gotta take a minute to reset all the fenders to the port side. Well there, ladies and gentlemen, we've kind of come out of hiding. You haven't heard much from me in a couple of days. I'm here in beautiful Maple Bay, where I have been basically hanging out and enjoying life to its fullest. A large part of that has to do with the fantastic company I've had here, which largely includes good old Lloyd. How are you over there, Lloyd?
Hey, Peter. Hey there, Peter.
And the interim, good old Scott, who you remember well.
Hello.
Was currently doing something very, very...
Oh, it's so nautical.
So nautical in shipwrighting.
Nautical.
And Scott's son just basically ran away because he didn't want to be in the video, but that's okay, that's cool. The reason actually I brought you online right now is because...
Is this live?
No. We are so fed up.
I don't do well with live.
Listen, probably 20% of the people loved you.
I know.
Okay, what we see here is Lloyd taking his bimini down because we are so fed up trying to crawl from boat to boat through the spider web of framing that made up Lloyd's bimini. Now, we all agree that a bimini in the shade, look, I'm sitting underneath one now. We all know my relatively famously ugly one up there. So Lloyd is now without any sort of shade.
Not as famously ugly as mine.
Anyway, I think Scott has just committed to making sure that Lloyd gets a new bimini in the next 48 hours. So
48 hours?
Yeah, it won't take you long, will it? Well, we've been hanging out here a couple of days. We've done a bunch of interesting work, just relaxing, kicking back, enjoying ourselves. Done some work on Lloyd's boat, done some work on Scott's boat, done a heck of a lot of work on my boat. And
Pumps!
All it's about pumps. Oh, right, let's talk about the pumps. Cruising over here somehow encouraged MV Geordie to slow down at pumps. When I left Sydney, I was pumping every 10 seconds. When I got here, tied up, and I think you saw some of that. I'm pretty sure I showed you some awesome stuff that had been arranged to greet me here. But the whole timeline thing, I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Anyway, the bagpipes and all that, exactly, but I think they've already seen that. Oh, okay. Depending on how I edit this.
No, they saw them on Instagram.
Okay. Anyway, the pump slowed down to about 25 seconds between cycles. Because now the pump is slowing down enough, I don't really use the duty cycle system anymore because almost every pump is about 2.5 seconds because it drains the bay it's in. So now it's more interesting to actually just assess the interval between each pumping cycle. So I got here, it was 25 seconds. The next day it was 55 seconds. Today it is 1 minute and 40 seconds. So
That's pretty good.
I know, it's pretty awesome.
But it's like the tiniest little bit of water.
I know.
If I was at 1 minute and 40 seconds with how my pump was,
right.
I'm 5 gallons every minute and 40 seconds. I know what that feels like.
Yeah. It's a little anxious, but I'm feeling pretty good. I'm really feeling good.
Okay, I'll finish this one.
So we're gonna wrap up here today and slip our lines here and go do some actual island cruising tomorrow. But anyway, you'll find all about that probably in the very next clip. See ya. This is absolutely one of my favorite islands, Wallace Islands in the Southern Gulf. It's actually very close to Salt Spring Island, which is basically right there and only, you know, a few hours from home. But it's a great little inlet and very, very protected and just a fun place to hang out. Let's see the boats. It's so funny how humans are drawn. I don't want to say exactly to danger, but just to spots like this. Coming into Ladysmith for the Chris Craft rendezvous, and it should be a how about that? I shut the camera off too soon. They got Lloyd in right across the dock from me. So, little tidy up and we're on with the show. Bianca is on your left, which is Maurizio. Lloyd and myself have worked out really nicely. Just a few minutes here at the final length potluck. And some good stuff arrived at the potluck, I can see here.
There's a local butcher with lamb sausage.
Yes, and it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Are we going to win?
Absolutely.
Yeah, hopefully.
Everybody's a winner.
Everyone's a winner here.
Yeah.
Everyone's a winner. Anyway, so what a fantastic weekend. With good times? I thought so. Super weather. We almost fixed my leak.
Did we?
Valiant try. I didn't actually film any of it, but Maurizio dove on the boat to fix the leak, and I think it's come a long way, but at least we know where it is. And Bill over here has given me the confidence.
Yeah,
that it's all going to be okay.
I think so too.
Excellent.
So, from under the water, it doesn't look like more than a hairline.
Yeah, but inside it's gushing, so somewhere...
Yeah, but a hairline is not that much.
I know, I kind of wish it was a 1/4 gap though.
Yeah, but you know,
there it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what it is. Actually, I haven't told anyone yet that the boat is leaking.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. It was me that set this all up.
It's a wooden boat. Wooden boats are
leak.
supposed to leak.
No. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We'll de-emphasize that and re-emphasize dinner. We'll see you all again shortly. Soon.
Excellent.
Okay, we're gonna need some footage.
Great little town here.
It is fabulous.
Yeah.
See you in a bit. This is what happened when irresponsible bachelors have nothing to contribute to a potluck. Fortunately, this town is an abundance of little pubs. I'm not trying to do a travelogue or anything here, but this is really, really cool. This rail line is the Comox Logging Railway rail spur to their log dump. And right over here is where they used to dump all those logs into the water to be turned into booms to take them to the mills. So this is a private rail line that ran from here in Ladysmith up to Comox, which is, I mean, a considerable distance. And just up the hill, like 100 yards from here, is the regular CNCP, national rail line. So it's really interesting. But anyway, I wanted to start this because Lloyd pointed out that we have to talk about these cool little boats. I think those are called boom boats. Is that what we agreed? Boom boats. They're little push tugs that are used to assemble log booms. Once all the logs are in the water, you have to kind of push them together to assemble into a boom. And the neat thing about them is that they're driven by a single jet that rotates. The actual jet is actually missing out of this display model, but the steering wheel basically just points the jet in any direction. And these things just like bob around in the water, pushing the logs around. I mean, really, 10 of those in a pen with a bunch of logs, I would pay so much for that amusement ride, wouldn't you? Okay, I didn't know I would be raving about a bar in Ladysmith. Zach's, okay? Zach's. He's a young guy, he runs the place himself. It's absolutely fantastic. He's got a terrace outside, sit at the bar, have a chat with Zach. He's fantastic. Okay, we're going to dinner at another fabulous place, which I forgot the name of, but I'll let you know when we get there. Okay, so Ladysmith is one of those BC towns, very similar along the highway. It's an old town, has a couple of hotels up on the main road. If you look down to the water, of course it was a lumber town. You can't see much of it now. At one time you would have been able to, but it just has that, there's not much to it, but there's lots of little boutique-y places to eat. And in fact, one of those is Maya Norta, which is a little tapas place. This is a little pizza place next door, which has a really, I don't know, kind of a Caribbean feel to it. I like it. Haven't eaten a single pizza there, so I can't say a darn thing about it. But Maya Norta, we were here last night. While we were having dinner, we said we'd like to book for tomorrow night again, please. Little patio in the back there. I can't say enough. I can't say enough about this place. Absolutely fantastic.
We would never have guessed that. That would have been the last thing I was going.
What an evening. I told you it was going to be great. Maya Norte. If you're in Ladysmith, don't miss it. Okay then, well, I've just been editing this week's episode and I realized I owe you folks a bit of an explanation on the timeline. The episode opened as I left Sydney to head up here to Maple Bay, which is where I currently am because I just said I was. But anyway, then we moved on, as I think I mentioned, to Wallace Island and then up to Ladysmith for the Chris-Craft convention, Chris-Craft rendezvous or something like that. And then we worked our way back down here to Maple Bay actually to carry on with some more work, but there doesn't seem to be any explanation of that. So here I am, and I should also explain, we mentioned briefly that there was a leak, and well, there was. The boat had moved to about 4.5 minutes between pumps, and then the next day it was 22 seconds. So I ran around the bilge trying to figure out what was going on, and it was all coming in one bay, and I was a bit concerned. So Maurizio actually dove on the boat with some slick seam to try and deal with it, but couldn't find anything obvious. 2 days later, it was back to 4 minutes, and currently it's at 20 minutes between pumping, so I'm feeling pretty good. So maybe I can justify all this mess with, how about a little bit of a drone montage? Let's give it that. Welcome to the Travels with Geordie Beer of the Week, here from the bridge deck in Maple Bay, British Columbia. Okay, we're gonna get straight to the beer because this is really interesting. Have you ever seen anything like this? This is Lucky Buddha beer from China. Okay, it came to me as a raffle win at the Chris Craft Rendezvous, and actually I didn't win this, someone else did and gifted it to me because they thought it would be interesting for the beer of the week. So let's see what Lucky Buddha beer tastes like. It's certainly an interesting bottle. Got to do something with this afterwards. Anyway, well, normally I'd like to say it was a really interesting week, and it really was, but I think this is sort of the lost week because I didn't film much. However, I have 2 or 3 weeks. I have lots of footage to make up the episode that you've just watched. I think I do anyway. So what you're basically doing is catching up to real time, which is good because from here we're going back down to Victoria, and believe it or not, we're taking MV Zephyrs out for a haul out. Just a quick weekend one to put that fantastic same depth sounder in that I've just put on this one, and then go cruising for a month. So that'll be great. Cheers. Lucky Buddha. Just tastes like a relatively mundane Canadian lager, you know, Molson Export or something like that. It has no really distinctive flavor at all that I can tell anyway. Okay, so very simple beer of the week this week. Last week's winner of a Travels with Geordie t-shirt was Russell Murphy. Russell Murphy, get a hold of me and we'll make sure you get your Travels with Geordie t-shirt. Cheers to you. No patrons, no PayPal, no gift list. Very simple. We're going to jump right to word of the week, and that word is shade. Can you see me sitting here in the sun while I'm frying? It's been hotter than heck here. I'm going to spin you around and show you the fantastic roll down shade that I would normally be sitting in the shade of over there somewhere, but I thought it might be a little more elegant to sit here in the sun. You'll notice I have another roll down one up on this side as well, and it's worked out really well. This time of year, this part of the world, believe it or not, us Canadians, we can't take the heat. So cheers. The word of the week is shade. You know what to do with it. See ya next week or soon or something.